As I've been pondering the topic that we've been given today, I want to speak about paying student athletes and saying that I am a student athlete here at Weber State, and a lot of my opinions are developed from being married. So that's what I'm going to be talking a lot about today. And the reasons why I think paying student athletes is a good idea is that it lessens the financial burden, it prolongs the student athlete's career, and it's also a great motivator. Being a newlywed couple, the financial burden is huge, and even more so on a student athlete's new marriage. Saying that, if you're a single student athlete, you get a stipend every month that goes towards rent and food. And if you live with two other people, your $600 rent turns into a $200 rent, and you have $400, $500 sometimes left over for food and emergencies and other, situations that life hands you. As a married student athlete, that whole $700 that you get each month goes straight to rent and to your bills. You're not able to divvy up that $600 rent anymore. You have to pay all of it, and you have to pay all your bills. So your stipend gets eaten up pretty quick, and that leaves you no money for food. And that even leaves you no more money for emergencies or when life hits you. And speaking from my wife and I's perspective, there have been a couple times that we've struggled really hard because of the lack of money. And we were eating, both of us were on a $20 a week budget for food, so that produced a lot of low quality food for us. So I wasn't able to perform at a higher level because I wasn't fueling my body the right way. And also emergencies would come up, and we had no way to pay for them, and we had to rely a lot on mom and dad, and we weren't financially independent as a newly married couple should strive to be. The second point is it prolongs athletes' careers. When I say this, I think about Zion Williamson. He's a young star that's running and gunning for the number one spot in the NBA draft. But he was only at Duke for 1 year, a fall and a spring semester. There's no way that he graduated with a degree. I bet he barely scratched the surface on his generals. And so being paid as student athletes, that desire to go professional to earn money will lessen. It'll still be there, but it'll lessen. So now if, heaven forbid, something happens to Zion and he has to fall back upon a degree, he doesn't have a degree. He has to go back to school and earn that. But if we were paid, a lot more people would stick it out instead of jumping straight to trying to go professional. And second of all, I've seen a lot of guys over the years get married, and they have to quit because they can't afford it financially, referring back to point number one. But if we get paid, they can handle all their rent and their bills. They can support, their wife or their spouse upon, life's struggles and emergencies. They'll be able to continue their education, and they'll be able to continue to play a sport that they love. And third is it's a great motivator. Money's a great motivator. That's what we do every day. We go to work to make more money. But in the college world, it will motivate players to perform better. If starters get paid more than backups, and backups get, number one backups gets paid more than number two, athletes will be more motivated to perform at a higher level. They'll always be trying to get that raise, that bonus, or whatever it may be, that they'll try to outperform the person ahead of them. And it also will be able to eliminate some financial stressors, some mental stressors that pull student athletes down. If you're constantly worried about where your next meal is going to come from, how are you going to pay that medical bill, how am I going to fix my car, or any of those things, that weighs on you mentally as you try to perform. You don't perform as well, you don't sleep as well, and ultimately the content that you're able to create for crowds and for audiences goes down. So if we're paid as a great motivator, it creates better content by motivating kids to perform at a higher level, and it also eliminates some mental blockages that happen when you are financially struggling. So the reasons why I think college students or college athletes should be paid is that it lessens the financial burden, it prolongs and betters student athletes' careers, and it's a great motivator, and it produces better content. So next time people ask you, should college athletes be paid, please keep this in mind.